My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a professional bike and kit tester for over 25 years, and today I'm unbagging the new Giro Insurgent downhill helmet. So this marks a big change up compared to the previous Giro Disciple downhill helmet. For a start, it's over twice as expensive at $349.99 here in the UK, but it's not only lighter by 200 grams, it's also dramatically better vented, according to Giro, and you've got better protection as well. So let's look at the detailing on how they've achieved that. So weight is down from 1250 grams to just over 1,000 grams for this medium sample. So 200 grams saving, that's a big deal on a helmet you're going to have on your head all day if you're racing enduro, or even if you're taking big cases or heavy landings, downhilling or at the park. That's really going to help keep those neck muscles alive and not too fatigued. Obviously, it's not quite as light as sort of more enduro, sort of trail, almost trail specific full face lids like the Enduro MT500 or the Specialized Gambit, but then this offers literally another level of protection, and that is a Giro exclusive. What I'm talking about here is spherical MIPS. So this is basically a helmet within the helmet. You've got an entirely separate inner kind of skull cap there, which is EPP, so a softer, lower density crash foam designed to kind of soak up lower energy impacts. What Giro call the rolling around on the floor kind of incidents. And then the outer, under this fiberglass shell, is EPS, which is designed to soak up the more dramatic, sort of high energy, smash your head on the ground at speed impact. But by separating them out into two shells, rather than just having kind of the pads sliding on an inner plastic layer to create that deceleration in forces between the outside of the helmet and them reaching your skull, Giro can actually make the helmet a lot lighter and still exceed all the relevant downhill safety certification standards. It does mean the helmet is a little bulkier than some because you have literally got two helmets inside it, but still. But as you can see, when I put it on, it's still not massively bulky. It doesn't look ridiculous on your head, and you can feel that inner core and watch the outer shell moving around. You can really see how this helmet works when you hit the deck. And if you look inside, you can see there's properly thick padding all the way inside to stabilize the fit. The helmet comes in 3 sizes as well as 4 different colors, and you get extra cheek pads in with the helmet to fine-tune the fit within that sizing structure. And as downhillers will be pleased to see, you get a proper motorcycle style double D-ring buckle on there, not a snap block or a fid lock or anything like that. And if you look carefully on the padding, you can actually see the silver thread in the fabric shining, and that's actually, they use silver in this Ionic Plus antimicrobial fabric to stop your helmet getting stinky and building up bacteria when you sweat in it. So not only is this a safer place to put your head, it's hopefully a sweeter place to put your head as well. And just looking into the back there, you can see there's not actually a sort of dial style fitment at all. There's no cradle in here as you might find with a trail helmet, but it's all the fit and security is formed by the padding within it. And that's what Giro refer to as their airlock DH system rather than the rock lock, which is their trail harness system. And then looking at more of the shell detail, you've got this tool-free adjustment on the visor in terms of loosening off for angle adjustment, and those are designed to pop off easily in a crash, which is a real benefit to stop you getting whiplash. As I found out when I ripped the peak off my helmet at the Hard Rock Enduro before last, and yeah, the whole thing just broke away, no whiplash, nothing. I actually tied it back on with course tape to get me home, but you can just get those tabs from Giro to replace them and make sure your peak stays on securely next time. And according to Giro, there's actually a GoPro camera mount, action camera mount on that third peak mount there. But to be honest, I Don't know quite how that's going to work on there. Don't know quite how that tab's meant to work out. But at least you've got a big, broad, flat section on the underneath of the visor there, where you will be able to stick one of these standard GoPro 3M sticky pads if you want point of view footage on your runs. And then the final safety feature on this Giro Insurgent is what they call the flex gasket, this patent pending softer lower edge with that little bit of shock absorbing material in there that stops the edge of the collarbone which stops the edge of the helmet breaking your collarbone if your neck gets snapped over sideways in a crash and just plows into your clavicle. So, you know, Giro do a huge amount of testing on their helmets. They've got an amazing in-house testing lab, which I've been lucky enough to visit, with all their own sort of impact sleds, cooling, venting rigs with thermal head forms so they can actually tell where the airflow from all these interior channels and vents of this stacked ventilation system are going. And they've been in it. I mean, God, when did I get my first Giro helmet? I think I got a Giro. My mate Mike got a Hammerhead, and I got a Terramoto. And this is back in 1991, I would say. So, yeah, the amount of experience that Giro have in helmets is pretty much unparalleled in the bike industry. Genuinely can't, apart from Specialized, I can't think of anyone else who was actually making helmets back at that time who still is now. No, it's gone. But anyway, yeah, so huge amounts of research and development gone into these lids, and this packs all of them into what is a surprisingly neat and, decent value package. And another part of the whole value equation with Giro is that they run a 40% crash replacement warranty. So if you do have a big off with your helmet and it's not safe to use afterwards, because obviously the foam inside might get compromised and that's what's doing the impact protection, then send it back to them and they'll give you 40% off your next helmet. And just realise, anyone who's into kind of a Ford Raptor Ranger kind of look on their chin, they're going to love the nose of this helmet, aren't they? And in terms of form, as you can see, really good solid build with a rib on the back there to keep your goggle strap nice and centered, and obviously they've arranged the vents there as well so they aren't impeded by the goggle strap as it can be on some designs, and you've got a really clear peripheral field of vision when you're wearing this helmet, so no intrusion on either sides, and the actual chin guard doesn't get in the way much at all either. Other detail features, they've taken particular note of the venting right around the crown there and over the brow to help keep your goggles from misting up. But despite the fact that the venting actually looks pretty limited, it's got 5 more vents than the Disciple had, and Giro say the extra channeling that they've put inside the helmet to back up what they call stack ventilation actually increases airflow and cooling power by 50%. So it might look a pretty hot helmet, but hopefully out on the trail, up on the hill, it'll still breathe pretty well. Obviously, I've just literally taken this out of the bag, so I haven't ridden it yet, but I'll be coming back with a full review on whether that's the case. But for maximum protection, this is a definite winner. Massive thanks to Giro Cycling US for sending me the helmet over. Massive thanks to Giro Cycling UK for sponsoring the channel. Thanks to Peaties and Crud as well for getting behind the channel with sponsorship. And as always, massive thanks to my Patreon subscribers. They pledge a small amount on a monthly basis, but that really makes a massive difference to how much time I can spend talking to you about bike kit via this GoPro. So if you really like what I'm doing in the channel and want to support the growth of it, then please consider joining me on Patreon with a small monthly pledge. But make sure you click to subscribe, click for notifications so you don't miss out on the next videos, and give this video a thumbs up like if you've enjoyed it. If you've really enjoyed it, tell your mates about the channel and start sharing the news about GKTV wherever you can. But for now, I've been Guy Kesterman on GuyKest TV. Try not to cough too much with this bloody awful cold I'm getting over, talking about the Giro Insurgent Spherical MIPS downhill helmet.